Hi, welcome everybody. So James Allen, in one of his quotes says, "Environment is but our looking glass." What is he talking about? It's about the environment of your mind. What is the environment of your mind? Well, first, the mind is not a thing, right? The mind is not the brain. The mind is movement. Bob Proctor, my mentor, says mind is movement. Ramana Maharishi says mind and thought are the same thing. So when there's a thought, and we know what thoughts are, yeah? When there's a thought, the mind is active. The mind is the movement of consciousness. When there's no thought, consciousness doesn't move. I keep thinking the camera's here. There you are. The mind is movement, and it's movement of consciousness. When there's no movement of consciousness, mind is still. Meaning, so mind, in Zen we say no mind. Yes? No mind meaning there's no thought. There's no movement moving. It's not really true that it moves out of its pure consciousness, but it seems that way. What is the environment of your mind? When you have movement, that movement from your pure essential nature, your authentic self, one of joy and bliss and tranquility, love, unconditional, etc. It's even beyond the words can say. When you move from that place, which is a placeless place, it's just what you are, it feels like you become something. You become the person. But the person is nothing more than a bunch of thoughts being held together or being possessed, like you gather things up. Yes, you gather thoughts of, I am this, I am that, I like this, I don't like that, this happened to me when I was 5, this is how I feel about relationships, this is how I feel about money, this is how, these are my beliefs about success, all these kind of things. These are thoughts that you have gathered up, and they're being held together, kind of like, think of a spider web, each strand, yes, but a strand on its own isn't the web. But when they all come together, they form a web of interlocking, that's the best way to do it, interlocking thoughts. So they interlock, or they connect with one another, and you have a web now. And the web then is, what we're referring to, is the identity, the self-image. Again, James Allen says, environment is but our looking glass, or we could say is only the looking glass. Well, what do we do with the looking glass? Think of a looking glass, a magnifying glass, binoculars, telescopes, right? We look through them, and then whatever we see is the image, but that image has been amplified or changed somehow. Yes? So you're not seeing the truth of it. You're seeing what the looking glass, you're looking through that filter. So the statement, he or she is wearing rose-colored glasses, meaning they have a great way of they're so happy about everything. No matter what happens, they're happy. They look at the bright side of life all the time. It's annoying. Well, so rose-colored glasses, right? The sweetness of life. That is a filter or an environment that you're looking through. What is the environment then? I'm asking you. What is your environment, or what is the environment of your mind? What is the environment of your movement from purely just being into being something? Whatever that movement is into then feeling like you're being the person, and you're just saying, well, it's just who I am, Dave. What are you talking about? That actually is a self-image which you are now living in, being alive in, believing in. Yes? So again, Ramana says, mind is thought. Thought is mind. If there's no thought, there's no mind, because mind means just the movement of consciousness. To be consciously aware of a thought is then, you would then take it on. If that's something that you wanted or didn't want, you take it on. Other thoughts you might not take on at all. You'll be like, oh yeah, okay, but it doesn't bother you. Other thoughts you take personally. What does it mean to take something personally? It actually means to take it on as part of your person. Wayne Dyer, wonderful man who passed, but left just a wonderful, wonderful legacy for all of us, wrote in one of his books, and I'm paraphrasing, that most people walk around waiting or looking to be offended. Holy cow, is that not true? Think of that for yourself, right? It's almost like, we say you have a hair trigger, or at least, when something's said, there's something inside that goes, hey, right? Well, that's part of the environment of your mind. It's part of your self-image. It's part of that identity that you're not just holding on to, you're in the habit of being it, giving life to it. So what is the environment? Environment is but your looking glass. Whatever your environment is, the internal environment of the mind, of saying this is who I am, or the external environment of your life experience, the body and whatever we would say you own or have or experience, that's your environment too. That's your external experience or your external environment. That environment is also a reflection or a looking glass back into what your self-image is. So you can look at it two ways, because it's a reciprocation. Whatever you hold in the subconscious mind as your self-image, what goes along with when you say, I am, yes, there's a list of things that go along with that. That's your self-image. That must be expressed through the conscious mind and thought, and through the body and how you behave. In every way you behave, or what you do, we could say, how you act, how you feel. So your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions are expressed, and they're expressions of your self-image. That is the looking glass that you could look and then say, that is why my life is the way it is. Now it can be reciprocated, and you can say, if I only look at somebody's life experience, yes, and how they act and how they feel and how they think and what they're saying, that is a looking glass back into, from the results, the external results, that's a looking glass back into, we could say, how they feel about themselves, or more important, or more exactly or correctly, who they believe themselves to be. When you start to understand this, then you can start to question, do I need to believe these things? Because look at how my life's going. It's not going the way I want it to go. Then you can start really understanding, it's because of what I believe. And because of what I believe about myself, who I believe myself to be, my self-image, my identity, my personality, my ego, etc. That's the way I'm thinking. And it's not only the way I'm thinking, it's the way I'm acting. And so how else can I have a life other than the way I'm thinking and feeling and acting? It has to be represented in our physical experience. Clients, this is the joy that I derive, some of the joy that I derive when I'm working with clients and they're going, I get it. I get it. I get it. I've been thinking this way, and so that's why this is going on in my life. So I ran a little bit over. I apologize. However, I want to leave you with that, and I want to say, click the link above, click the link below, wherever it is. Schedule a call so that we can have a conversation. Half hour, and we'll get you right on track. All right? Take good care, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.